fall is definitely here, and I'm stupid enough not to bring my warm jacket and close my visor so I don't get bugs in my face, which I just got. When I was 13 years old, my dad used to take me on motorcycle rides on his Suzuki GSX 1000. That motorcycle was quick. Sport motorcycle. I told my dad when I was like 12, 13 that when I get my license I want to drive this motorcycle. So when I got older he changed the motorcycle to a cruiser. And he says that it's because he wanted something more comfortable. I'm kind of sure he really didn't want me to drive that motorcycle as well. It was fast. Oh god, I haven't driven as fast as he used to take me. I have to go to an old place where I used to live called Visingsö, one of the most beautiful places in Sweden, in my opinion. During the summer, I hated being there during the winter. Ask my mother. And I have some stories from when I used to live at Visingsö. Oh, when I was at Visingsö, it was after my the Swedish high school, the upper secondary edition education, and I was sick and tired of studying, and I was like, what the fuck am I gonna do with my life? I have no idea what I wanna be when I grow up. I haven't grown up yet. I just wanna be like, I have no idea. So I had a bit of a identity crisis. So I came to the conclusion that I should study Irish traditional music for 6 months, which I did on the island Visingsö. And it was the things that drove me to study music was I have just started playing the banjo, the Irish banjo, which I still play, and I met the worst person alive that I have ever met. My arch nemesis. I don't really remember his name, but I do remember how he looked. Oh, I do remember exactly how he looked. He was the meanest person I've ever met. He was a sadistic asshole. He was a sexist. He was a racist. He was adopted from Colombia, so he had a darker skin tone, and that doesn't really have nothing to do with anything, except that he was super racist, and he was against people from outside of Europe coming to Sweden, which I found ridiculous. How can you say that if you yourself are from outside of Europe? He was from Colombia. And he was super racist, and he was racist toward one of my friends who also had darker skin tones. And he was racist and said, oh, you're not a real Swede. And I got super offended of him doing that, so I confronted him. She got super sad, and everyone hated him, and no one had the guts to talk, stand up for themselves, because he was kind of a big dude. He didn't really have any muscles. He wasn't big like that. He was tall and he was wide. And he was taller than me and he was wider than me. I'm a big dude. But even then I used to lift some weight, so I had muscles, and I had a bit of an aggression problem when it comes to people. Like, if you grind my gears enough, I'm gonna explode, and he did that. So we had some fights, like physical and verbal fights. So he didn't really like me, and I really hated him. And some stuff happened which was I'm not proud of some stuff I did. And I think he was super self-conscious. That's why he was the way he was. But he lived in the house, in the same house as me, but on the upstairs. I live downstairs, and I live downstairs with Linnea, which also studied music with me, and with David, that's also studied music with me. And David had Asperger's, which is part of the story as well, because this dude really picked on David for having Asperger's, which really didn't go well with me, because that is the worst thing. I mean, if you attack someone from like if they have a diagnosis of any kind, or any, like, if they're in a wheelchair, or if they have dark skin or something, you are worth nothing for me if you are like that. And he was racist, and he was like, oh, immigrants can't come to Sweden, blah blah blah, all those things, you know, those super racist things, like it's part of their biology to be criminals. And I was like, dude, you're still from Colombia, what the fuck? What kind of projection is this? So I called him out, and he got super offended, and we started fighting. And then we went to the principal, and on and on and on like that for 3 or 4 months. But one thing happened, which it's one of the worst and best times in my life. We lived on an island. The only way to get from the island was to go on a ferry. It was, if you know, those kind of big ferries, which you can have cars on the ferry, and you can have buses on the ferry. And that was the only way to get off the island, and we didn't have any cars, and no one had cars, but we all had bicycles. The island was like 10 kilometers long, so it wasn't really that far, and we had like 2 kilometers to the ferry, I think. Important thing, I didn't lock my bike. And one day my bicycle was gone. Me and Anders went to the ferry, and we found the bike. So we went back, we brought the bike back, and the only person that wasn't on the campus was him. And this guy comes walking. You can see he has been on a party or something. He looked super hungover. You know, when a person walks and they look like he looked like shit. He looked destroyed. So he was probably very hungover. And he came slowly walking, and I didn't see him. Anders saw him, because he came from behind of me, because I was sitting with my back towards him. So Anders stopped playing, and he said like, turn around, you need to see this. And I turned around, and he was so hungover. And when he reached, like, he was like 5 meters from me, I said, oh, did you borrow my bicycle? And he didn't answer. And then I said, because I don't remember you asking borrow my bicycle. And he looked at me and like, well, you weren't using it. And then I said, well, if you didn't ask, then you stole it. And you know what they say about immigrants and stealing. And he flipped out. Oh, for fuck's sake. He jumped on me. I thought he was gonna puke on me. He jumped on me and started smashing me. I'm not like a super aggressive person, but if you grind my gears enough, I'm gonna explode. Everyone in my family is like that. We have like a very high ceiling of being calm, and then boom, explosion, fists are flying. And he made me so fucking angry. He stole my bike and he smashed my fucking face. I'm not gonna take this.
Anyway, I started blasting. Bang, bang.
I mean, I guess everyone have their reason to be the way they are. He probably had reasons to be the way he was, but that doesn't really, I don't really care about that, because that really doesn't mean that you can behave how you want. I mean, he was I forgot to tell you about one of the worst things he did. It was during December, and David was away during the weekend, and he came home. He had spent some time with his mom, and baking gingerbread cookies. And he had 2 like big boxes of gingerbread cookies, and he went around like, Mom told me I had to give at least 1 cookie to everyone at the school, so he had 1 box for him and 1 box for everyone at the school. And after that it was like his cookies, and he was like that. He was like, okay, you can have 2 but no more, and Mom told me I had to share this. So he was almost like a kid in that sense. But he walked around, he was always honest. He walked around and gave everyone a cookie, even the disgusting dude. This will be super confusing. I should have given him some kind of name, but I don't really know. Maybe Adolf Hitler. Colombian Hitler. Anyway, there was a lot of gingerbread cookies left, and that's part of the story. Because when well, he walked around and gave everyone a cookie. This was, if I remember it correctly, it was at Sunday. Someone in the kitchen having some kind of mental breakdown, and that was David. When he got sad, he got very like offensive, and he started throwing things in the kitchen. He was crying, and he was having a small mental breakdown, and it was all because of someone had eaten all of his cookies. And guess who? It was Colombian Hitler. I'm gonna call him Colombian Hitler from now. We lived in the same house. Me, David, and Colombian Hitler. He lived upstairs. I don't know if I told that before. And I went up there, and we had locks. We had real locks on the doors. That was the only difference from like a regular house. So his door was locked, and I was starting blasting on the door and like, open this fucking door now. He pointed a soft air gun at me. I snatched the gun from his hand and told him like, now you have crossed the line. So I told him like, if you ever step your foot near David again, I'm gonna attack you. So basically I didn't attack him, but I was so fucking angry. After the gingerbread ordeal, or what you're supposed to call it, I think that Colombian Hitler changed house. He moved once, but I don't really remember when he moved. I mean, it was 10 years ago, so. But it was a shit show, let me tell you. I don't think he would pick on David as much if I didn't become David's friend the way I did. So I feel a little bit responsible for the things he did, which I mean, I didn't do any of it, but maybe I triggered him to do it, and I don't really know if I did. I don't want to be this easily triggered. I don't want to be this aggressive dude. I had some issues. I had some family issues during the time, and I wasn't at my happiest place, which I really think I am. Like today, I am much more calmer. I have grown from that experience, and I have becoming much more sensible as a person, and much more happier in general, because I don't have the family issues that I had, and I didn't have the issues with myself as I had during the time. And I mean, after those 6 months, I had like direction in life. I mean, I can laugh at it now, because for me it's more fun. I mean, I see the funny things in the bad things in your life, and your life will be much better. And mostly learn from your own mistakes and acknowledge your own mistakes. I mean, I can acknowledge I shouldn't have been so harsh on Colombian Hitler. I was super harsh at him, and I triggered him a lot, and I probably made him worse than he was even before. But that doesn't mean that all my actions were wrong. I think that I acted accordingly, I don't think I would be as physical today. I think I would be more stable, more wanted to talk to him, try to change him, approach him at a not so aggressively as I did when I was 19, because I was 19 during the time and now I'm 29. So the good things from my encounters with Colombian Hitler is that now I am much more calmer. I know how I react when I get too triggered, and I know how to avoid me getting those explosive, aggressive behaviors, because they have mostly been a problem for me and I don't want them to be a problem. So it's after a lot of hard work, I think I've not gotten rid of it, but like reduced it a lot. Oh, this got fucking philosophical, this discussion. And I think, or at least I hope, that me standing up to this dude helped others seeing that standing up for what you believe in is important. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and if you want to see anything more like this or have tips for me to improve my channel,